Welcome back to another episode of One on One with Courtney Starks. I thank you all for tuning in yesterday to the first start of 6-week shows. Guys, this is day 2. This is day 2 of One on One with Courtney Starks, and I'm honored to have you guys joining me. If you tuned in yesterday, I thank you so much. Shout out to Delcy Alvarez for coming on and being transparent, just talking about what it was to be a pastor's kid and all of, the blessings, but also the hardships of what that is. I can only imagine. I grew up in church. My entire life revolved around being in church and trying to find myself within that space. So I understand it wholeheartedly. And I thank you, Delcy, for coming on and just speaking about your journey with people, because there were a lot of people after the live who reached out and wanted to get your information. So we're spreading information as much as we can, and that's what Courtney's Corner is about. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I know today was hot as hell. Today was hot as hell. And I walked outside and I was like, yeah, this ain't it. So I kindly took my fat ass in the house and I relaxed. And I waited for it to cool off. Today's guest, we've watched him since 2000. 2000. This man has been gracing our television. I'm actually waiting for him to come on right now because he's kind of late, but you know how people are. So I'm just rambling on until he gets in here. But yes, this man has been gracing our stage since 2000 when he played Lem in the Soul Food series. And that was probably the best show growing up. One of the best shows to ever hit cable television was Soul Food. And anybody watching right now, you can't tell me you went a day and not watched Soul Food. Let me see. He may be in here. I don't know. Let me just see. He could be in here. I didn't see him come in. Hold on, y'all. Just let me. Give me a second. You know how live shows are. Yeah, I just sent him a reminder just to get him in here. And then we're gonna chat it up. But how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us. Man, it's been a crazy couple of days. We still got more shows going on. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for coming on in. I'm sorry he's not here right now. I don't like being late, but it is what it is when it comes to live shows. As soon as he gets in, we'll continue the conversation with him. But I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. And especially for tomorrow's show as well. Like, you guys are going to be impressed with tomorrow's show. But if you didn't watch yesterday's show, please go in to my IGTV. Actually, every episode that we've done so far has been in there. And then guess what? We literally have 2 more weeks. And then the summer series of One on One with Courtney Starks is done. So if you've been watching and you've been supporting so far, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for just tuning in and being a part and remaining loyal to just what we're bringing to the table. It's been a long journey. Like I always say, it's been a long journey, but I couldn't do it without you guys. Once again, I'm just kind of waiting around to see if when he's coming in. We literally just spoke, so hopefully he is on his way inside. But how's everybody's day been? How have you been doing? What have you guys been doing so far? For those of you who I haven't got an opportunity to speak to, how has the start of your week been? I know for myself, I was nervous. I was very, very nervous this week. I had to make up for last week, and I was just sitting here like, damn, like I'm not gonna get no sleep. You know what I mean? Gray hair started popping up in places I didn't know hair exists. How you get a hair right here? I had a hair right there. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what's up? But yes, You know, I'm looking forward to speaking with him. Okay. All right. He'll be on in 10 minutes, y'all. So as you can see, he's down here. He'll be on in 10 minutes. All right, my good friend. So yes, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. If you guys want us a full series of this, where I keep this going, put some hearts in the heart emojis up or fire emojis. I've been deliberating whether or not I know whether or not you guys like this. I don't know, I don't know if I'm doing okay. I don't know, this is what I love to do. This is a passion of mine, outside of everything else. This is what my purpose is, and this is where I see myself going. And we've worked really hard to get here. So if you've been enjoying these summer series so far, please put a heart up. Please put fire emojis. But most importantly, please share the lives. It goes a long way to just press the share button. For real, it goes a long way to like it and share it or comment on it. Like those things kind of take us a real far way. And we've done a lot. We have an event coming up the end of this month, where we're going to be rallying at Fresh Meadows Park. You're going to get flyers about that shortly. And we're still doing the food and coat drive, guys. I promise. So for those of you who've been reaching out to me, I wasn't lying. I swear to you, I wasn't lying. I want to get some clothes out of my house, and I got some food that I want to give away to people. And I just want, the goal is that everybody eats for the year. That no one in this community should go without eating. We always speak on big terms. Like, oh, let's do what we can for the U.S. But we have people here in our communities as well that are suffering. As much as I want to make sure that we're giving out to the world and we're giving out to our country, we got to take care of our neighborhoods. You feel me? At the end of the day, no one's going to care for us like we care for us. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is our food and clothing drop. So if you guys have, you guys want to be a part of that, I did shout that out so you guys can be a part and donate. So if you guys would like to donate any type of items, anything, you got clothes you want to give away, you got food, clean clothes, by the way, clean clothes. Because I started getting clothes in, and I'm telling you this right now, I do not work for the laundry. I do not clean clothes, y'all, period. So please make sure when we start sending you guys messages that you give us clean clothes and food that is perishable to eat. Please don't be giving us no food with the expiration date in 2017. We don't need to do that to nobody. That's not nice. That's not nice. That's not nice. So please, please, if you want to be a part of that, you want to participate in that, we will have more information coming up about how you can either sponsor or be a part or just do your part and kind of giving back to the community. And then we're having our summit before the end of the year is over. We're going to be doing a Bridge the Gap summit where we're going to be giving back to the elders of our community and just honoring them. So we are pretty busy, yo. We are really, 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 really busy. I see you guys are putting hearts up, so I'm guessing that you liked this summer series so far. I want to be really clear though. Every person that I've interviewed has been an important part of what makes this community great. I know a lot of you watched me do Sherry Shepherd, and everybody was like, "Oh wow, he's going to come up." Let me tell you something. Without Sherry Shepherd, this show was going to be okay. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to be very, very clear. When God has a purpose set for you, no matter who comes in your life, He's going to see that purpose through for you. So please be very mindful of that. Whatever you want to do in your life, don't allow anybody to feel like they can validate what you're doing. You know what I mean? So having her on was great. I enjoyed having her on. If you missed that episode, you can go and watch it on my IGTV. But at the end of the day, celebrities are people too. And I enjoy doing this, but I enjoyed every single person that has graced this, that has graced Courtney's Corner and been a part, whether in the studio or right here, which is, for me, I've been talking to my team about this early today. This has been actually much more intimate for me. This is not like I started when I first did Courtney's Corner, but this is real intimate. I love the opportunity to be able to have these one-on-ones, because when you're in the studio, a lot of times it's chopped up. You guys see what I edit, you see what you don't get to see what I take out, all the mistakes, all the bloopers. Here, everything is raw. So it is what it is when you get it. So like, there's been times where I fumbled up questions. There's been times where the lives have stopped. There's been times where I've cursed and I couldn't take it back because God is still working on me. So my tongue is a little, still sharp. But yeah, man, I am excited to be doing this. You know what I mean? I'm really, really excited to be up to just to have this opportunity. Not everybody's blessed to be able to do this, and every time I get on here, y'all, I'm nervous. I'm going to share that with y'all because I know y'all see the final product and y'all see everything that I do, but y'all don't know, y'all. I'll be a ball of nerves. I'm always a ball of nerves right before the lights go on, and I got to do this. And my team can tell you, I'm literally like, oh my God, I'm going to mess up. Oh my God, A, B, C, D. Like, I'm like, it's a mess. But yeah, it's definitely something that I am excited to be a part of. And we're going to be doing a fall series. We're going to do a fall series of this. So if you know anybody or you want to be a part, you're an entrepreneur, you have a business, you got something that you want to promote, or whatever the case may be, feel free to hit up my inbox. I would love to have you on my show. I would love for you guys to take a part and be a part of this. But once it's booked up, it's booked up. I know. I want to make this very, really clear. Darrin is here. Is he here? He told me 10 minutes. I just wanted to make sure that he's here. Oh, he is. Oh, copy that. So he's here, y'all. Welcome my boy Darrin to the show. Darrin Henson. Yo, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on, my brother? How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I am doing well. God bless you, man. I'm glad you out of the hospital.
No, thank you. And I thank you for being patient because I was like, damn, I'm missing this opportunity because I'm stuck in the hospital. I
Oh, man,
was
it's all good.
I was so like, you know what? I'm gonna do this from the hospital. And then I was like, nah, that is
Nah,
gonna be ghetto as hell. I'm
nah,
not doing it.
nah, you
But thank
couldn't do
you.
that, man.
But I appreciate you for rescheduling with me. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to do this. How
All
have you
is well.
been? How have things been for you?
Doing well, man. We right now, man, we in the garden, man. We got the garden going on, man. We got the fruits and vegetables growing
Mm.
all over. Got the garden happening, man. Look at this zucchini. Look at this.
Woo!
Look at this zucchini. Look at
Mm.
the. Look, we got new tomatoes growing. We
Mm,
got the
mm,
we
mm.
got the eggplant coming in.
I'm on a
Right.
fast, right? So I fast
We
at eight
got
o'clock.
look. We got all the beans coming in.
Oh my
You know what
God.
I'm saying? So we I mean we got the fresh. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Yes.
yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
Yeah, my wife and I do it together. My wife actually taught me, so she's the one
Mm.
that's like educating me and bringing me through how to, plant peppers and jalapenos and cucumbers and string beans and peas and I
Mm.
mean oranges and
Yeah.
grapefruits and limes and so I'm following her lead,
That is
so
such, for me,
yeah.
it just feels like such a peace and serenity about doing stuff like that. Like just being able to plant your own and have your own. Oh
Yeah,
my
it really
God.
is. It really
That
is.
is and it's so pleasant to see this because people may not know you're from New York.
Yeah, I'm
You are
from the
you are New
Bronx.
you from the Bronx. Who when I
Yeah,
read it earlier, I was like, damn, he's from
yeah,
the
I'm from
Bronx
the
for real
Bronx.
though?
Yeah,
Born and raised?
born and raised in the Bronx. Yes, sir.
Man, how was growing up and knowing that you wanted to kind of like make a life for yourself outside of that? When did you know that acting was something you wanted to get into?
For me, acting, it was introduced to me when I was a child.
Hmm.
Clearly in plays. I was in a lot of theater plays
Yeah.
in grade school and in high school. But to be honest, I had a big kind of relationship with acting when I was 21 because I was on Broadway when
Mm-hmm.
I was 21 in a show called Stand Up Tragedy on
Yes.
Broadway, that had Marcus Chong from The Matrix in it, Dan Garrity,
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Chiaffi, Robert Barry Fleming. It was directed by Ron Link, written by Bill Kane. It was called Stand Up Tragedy. And so when I was 21, I was full fledged into acting, but that that didn't really kind of give me the feeling that I wanted. So I didn't dive into it until 2000 when Soul Food came
Okay.
along. When Soul Food
Mm.
came along, that's when I got real serious about acting.
Yeah. How did that? First of all, I was just talking to them before you got on here about how that is still to this very day my favorite show of all time. I don't care what no one else says. That's literally my favorite show of all time. It's literally been. It was the longest, guys, the longest drama that had the most African American cast ever. Period. How
Yeah.
was that? How was that for you? Kind of taking this role on, being a part of that. How did you even get this?
Well, for me, it was, I mean, to be very, very honest, it came from an open call. A friend of mine, Candice Koch in New York, told me about an open call audition for a movie called Save the Last Dance.
Yes.
And, and so I went to the open call, got the screen test, but didn't get the movie. But
Mm.
at the same time, I was auditioning for that in LA. My agent told me that there was an audition for Soul Food.
Yeah.
So I was blessed enough to be in LA, coming from New York to audition for Save the Last Dance.
Hmm.
And then at the same time, get the audition for Soul Food. So
Man.
it just came in. It was something that, corresponded with me being out here, and it happened. I guess it was in the cards for me to
Yeah.
um
And
to um
Lem, which everybody has a family member like Lem, who basically, got out of jail, trying to get their life together, and is automatically judged. Period. Like there's
yeah.
no like you're put in this box and that's it. How was it kind of diving into a character like Lem? Because you don't seem like Lem at all in real life.
I don't know. Some people would disagree with you. Um, um, for me, it was about telling the truth about that character. I grew up in the Bronx, so I knew a lot of
Hmm.
people like Lem,
Yeah.
and in some aspects, I was Lem. At that time, I was a new dad, just like
Yeah.
Lem was a new dad, and you know, I just, my son, one of my sons was born in 2000. So
Mm.
it was like, my, it was like starting all over again.
Right.
And so for me, I understood Lem, who wanted to be a good man, who wanted to be a good father. You know what I mean? It was like I know this dude intimately, so I wanted to tell
Hmm.
the truth about a black man, in America, just trying to survive, trying to thrive, trying to be better than he was yesterday.
Yeah. So along with, having similarities to Lem, we also saw him grow throughout the
Yep,
years. Did
yep,
that kind of work with you too? Because Lem ended up becoming the family man he always wanted to be. So
yeah.
how did that kind of relate back to you by the end of 2004?
Well, that's exactly what was going on with me. As I was growing, Lem was growing. As Lem was growing, I was growing. So there was a great
Hmm.
correspondence between my character and to be honest, a lot of stuff that was going on with the character was going on in my life, which was real
Right.
interesting. So I was happy about the growth as an actor. I was
Hmm.
happy about the growth as a character. I patted myself on the back
Yeah.
because I had never done anything. That was my first TV show. And then it
Hmm.
was, I was blessed to be on a successful television series. So
Yes.
for me, it was something that you know, I didn't expect it. I didn't know it was going to happen, but I was thankful that it did. and it was
Yeah.
my introduction into the acting world, and
Mhm.
I'm still here today on another
Hey,
family show, you know.
to this day. But then
Hmm.
you went on after that and you directed your own film,
I did.
Validation.
I did. I directed a movie called Violation, starring Malik Yoba and
Yes.
Cinda Williams. And it's funny that you asked me that, because within the next couple of weeks, people are going to be able to see that.
Mm.
Right now, I have something going on with the XOD network, so
Uh-huh.
everybody will be able to see the Darrin Henson channel on the XOD network.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Um, and
sir.
so a lot of my works that I've directed or produced will actually be on the Darrin Henson channel on the
Mhm.
XOD network.
Okay, okay. And then you kind of spiraled. You went into because you were nominated for NAACP award for playing Lem.
Yeah, four
You
times.
four times,
Yeah,
four
yeah,
times,
yeah,
and
and
then you went
nominated once for author.
author. Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into your book because I was able to skim through some of your newest one that is out, and
Hmm.
it hit me like I was getting smacked in the face over here. I was, okay, I hear you,
Yeah,
Darrin. I hear you.
yeah,
So you
yeah.
went on and you went into one of my favorite movies, which is Stomp the Yard. How
Yes.
did you land this role in 2007?
I was doing another movie when they were auditioning for that film. I was doing a movie called Blood Done Signed My Name
Mm-hmm.
with Nate Parker,
Yeah.
and Ricky Schroeder and Layla Rashawn. And we were doing that film, and it was directed and written by Jeb Stewart, who wrote Die Hard and and uh, and that movie Harrison Ford did, um, where he was The Fugitive.
Fugitive, yes.
Yeah, and so I was shooting that movie in South
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, and I got a call from Twinkie,
Mm.
who was a casting director, and said that they were auditioning for a movie called Stomp the Yard.
Yeah.
And I just loved the script, and I loved the premise. And actually, I originally auditioned for the DJ character. And then when yeah, and then when they saw me, they were like, "No, we want you to play Grant." So
Mm.
I got the
And you
role of
know
Grant.
something, you know that you're good when your audience is like, "Oh, great, but they get these hands." So like, that's how
Yeah,
you know that you're
yeah,
good.
yeah. And it was so funny because a lot of people didn't know that, but I actually auditioned for DJ. But it
Oh
worked out
man,
that they said, no, no, we want him to play Grant. And so I
yeah.
was blessed to play Grant, and I was able to act and dance, which is,
Hmm.
one of my other loves,
Yeah.
in the movie. And so I was able to fuse both of those worlds together. And I
Hmm.
was very happy that I could do that and join the fraternity of John Travolta, of Gregory Hines, of
Yes.
Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Michael Jackson, people who act and dance, dance and act.
Hmm. Well, have you speaking about fraternity? Did you are you a part of an actual fraternity? Were you able to
No,
go through that process?
no, no,
Mm. So
no.
how was it having to play a character who was a part of a fraternity? Because that was big. That's big.
It was very, very difficult. I tell people, if you think stepping is easy, think again. It's not easy. There's
Yeah.
nothing easy about stepping. And so, for me, it was um it was a labor of love.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a labor of love.
Mm, mm. First of all, you know it's funny that you how things kind of align up. Your Stomp Yard literally just came on BET, so I was
Oh
watching it
wow.
right before you came, right before
Wow.
this happened, and I'm just like, things happen for a reason. And I needed to
Yeah.
see that
There
because I'm
you
like, well,
go.
how did you were able to you captured fraternity like to a T, you know what I mean? Having amazing castmates alongside you.
That's what everybody said. I don't know,
Mhm.
because I never joined a frat.
Yeah,
And so for me to hear frats say, "Yo, you got it right," I
yeah,
was like, "Oh, okay, okay."
hmm
It was like, "All right, so am I doing it right? Am I there?" And they were like,
yeah.
"Yeah," because
Yeah, man, you're doing it.
the character that I was playing was actually Will Packer,
Mm,
who produced the film. Big Brother Blue Chip, they called me,
yes.
and that was my character. But Will Packer told me, "Oh." I mean, Will Packer said, "You're playing me." So it was interesting because when people, when they talk about it, I was like, well, I'm playing Will Packer.
Yeah, yeah, and that's amazing. That's amazing. And
Yeah.
then your career just kind of transcends. And you acted, you were doing choreography, and I first of all I like doing these things because I love to honor and appreciate people like yourself
Hmm.
who, in the midst of all of this and everything that you've done in your career, you remain so humble. You remain such a great a black male figure. What humbles you? What keeps you grounded in all of this? Because I don't see you anywhere in the paper where they're like, Darrin is wilding out. He's at the club doing this, doing that. So what keeps
Yes.
you going?
For me, I know where my blessings come from. I give thanks to Most High.
Mm,
And I don't think ego is going to help you. Ego is important when you're doing certain things because sometimes you need the strength of that ego to get you through. But you got
yeah,
to keep your ego in check. And
true.
there's more than enough examples out there of people who didn't. And you
Mm,
watch what happened to them. Even
right.
people that that we may really love and admire their work, we've seen what they've gone through because of their ego being out of control. So you
Yeah,
always want your ego in check.
it's
And
true.
I think that's really important. And the other flip side of it is when you actually are doing something for a greater good, other people will be inspired by it. And that's not really you anyway. You're just the
Right.
vessel that is working through.
Mm,
So it's about you enjoying the process of whatever it is that you're doing, loving your life, unfolding, allowing yourself to go, grow, and glow, and give thanks to the Most High for using you as a tool to work with and through other people that
yes.
they have seen the example of God in
And what
you.
you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You got 5 children. Does anyone have the acting bug or the dance bug?
Well, this is the thing. With my children, I don't really talk about their lives much. I mean, they're
Hmm.
half of them are grown, but um, you know, my daughter that everybody kind of knows and sees all the time because she's young. Yeah, she loves to sing and she loves to dance. But
Yeah.
the other ones, they're all over the age of 20, and they live their own lives
Hmm.
and have been able to carve out their own position in this world because they aren't under the umbrella or shadow of their dad, which
Right.
I did on purpose because I didn't want them to go through some of the pitfalls and quicksand that a lot of these famous kids go through. And we hear about them doing things to themselves, cutting themselves, being depressed because they're living in the shadows of their parent. I never
Mm,
wanted that for my children. So
yeah.
I never allowed them to be in the public eye or use them for any particular reason, and just kept them out of gossip and out of the negativity that can be, the other side of this industry.
Yeah. Man, you do so much. You're an author, you're a choreographer, you're an actor. What is something that you do that we don't know but that you are really good at?
Tennis.
Get out of here. Stop
Tennis.
playing with me.
Tennis. I love it's so funny because back in the days, Boris Kojo is a really good tennis player, and he
Uh-huh.
and I always talked about playing. We never got to play, but I
Yeah.
love tennis. Yeah,
Man.
definitely. So that might
I
be a bit
couldn't
of
see.
trivia that people don't know about
Don't
me.
know.
I
Because I
love and
could
play
not see
tennis.
you playing tennis.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm very athletic. I was a
Hmm.
gymnast. I played football,
Yeah.
and martial arts. I box.
Hmm.
So when people see the movie Tekken and they see me fighting Latif Crowder, who plays Eddie Gordo in Tekken, there were no stunt doubles in that movie. That's us fighting.
Yeah. Mm.
So there's a lot that people don't know about me that may
Yeah.
be surprising to them.
Well, that surprised the hell out of me because I was like,
Yeah,
I would not, I would never have thought tennis. So I
yeah,
appreciate that. But one thing that we all know is that you star in the family business.
yes.
Man, man. This family for me is what The Sopranos was times 100. Period. Period. Now, or you play Orlando Duncan. First of
Yes,
all,
sir.
guys, to give you a premise, this family they own Duncan Motors, which is an exquisite
Yeah.
car company by
Yes.
day, and at night you guys are just wild and out of control. That's it. Now, tell us a little about your character
We're
because
in the pharmaceutical business.
yes,
Well, Orlando Duncan has been put in charge of the family business by his dad, Elsie Duncan, played by Ernie Hudson, and they're a very close knit family. And this season, we're seeing heat, which is the drug that Orlando created.
season one,
Desire, yeah. Well, he created that in season one, but right now we see in season two, everybody wants it.
right?
The cartels want it, the Jews want it, the Russians want it, the Asians want it.
Yeah,
Everybody wants it. And not only that, but we're having a problem with my brother, played by Sean Ringo, who plays Junior, who has slept or has been sleeping with one of the extremists' wife. And
yes.
so, and not only are we trying to protect the family, with the business of heat, and but we're trying to save our brother's life as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw at the sixth episode, you know, my mother and my father, Elsie and
Yes.
Chippy, played by Valerie Pettiford, they got rained upon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an all out war right now,
Yes.
and so I say stay tuned because you know it's getting
Fire.
ready. Yeah, it's getting ready to go down
It
on
is
the
fire.
next set of episodes.
And see, you are like in a world full of bosses, and you're your own boss.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how were you able to dive into the character? Because now, unlike Lem, you're nothing like Orlando. You can't tell me you are. You're nothing like Orlando. Please don't tell me. There's
I
not.
don't know. I don't know. There's a little of me in all of my characters.
Oh,
Um, I mean, not the side, with the women and all that. That's definitely, not me. But when it comes to business and handling business and protecting the family, yeah,
hmm,
there's a little bit of Orlando
that
in me
part,
too.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be discovered in these next set of episodes. I can't give you any
Hmm.
spoilers, but I mean, you can see where the last episode left us. But I mean, Carl Weber has written an incredible series,
He's a
um,
beast. He's a
and
pure beast.
Tri Destin and Trey Haley is
Mm.
is a is an incredible director, and Andy, being our executive producer, and I mean, we just got a great family of people that we work with, and I mean, I believe that you're going to see the Duncans for years to come. I mean, it's one of those
Yeah.
shows that just keeps unfolding, and Carl keeps writing.
Yeah.
So he wrote another book called Trouble in Rio. So we
Mm.
it's a lot going on.
Yeah. And I love the fact that as soon as you think you know what's going on, boom. You go, wait. I just blinked for like a second. What's
Yeah,
going on here?
yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
a lot of twists and turns happening on the show.
I have to ask this question because I know you do a lot. You're especially into acting. You do a whole lot. How do you memorize all of these things? 'Cause not only are you doing this, you have another show which you do called Double Cross,
Yes, sir.
and you play Detective Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Um, and I feel, first of all, it upsets me because I didn't. I'm literally finding out about this as I spoke to you and kind of gotten to know you. Um, I didn't even know this was a show that was streaming on a all black streaming network, and I just feel
UMC.
like yeah, UMC, and I was like, wait, how is it that the world doesn't know about this by now? But
Yeah.
please explain what Double Cross is.
Well, Double Cross is a series that was written by the Gibsons, Crystal and Howard Gibson. Well, it's written by Crystal Gibson, directed by Crystal and Howard Gibson. It's on the UMC network. And Double Cross is about these two twins,
Hmm.
Eric and Erica,
Yeah.
played by Ashley and Jeff. And I play Detective Ryan, who's a hard hitting, no nonsense detective. And Erica and Eric, they're kind of like superhero vigilantes. They're cleaning up the streets from all the child pedophilia and all of the children that get kidnapped,
Mm.
like sex trafficking and
Yeah.
child trafficking. So they're like superhero vigilantes, but at the same time, you know, that's not legal to do what they're doing. And so my character, Detective Ryan, is really trying to find out, you know, who's doing all of this. And but a lot is unfolding on the show, on that show as well.
Yes.
And you know, that show is one of a kind show as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's the other fam. And it's like, you know, I'm just so blessed to be on this show as well, because it's really the first of its kind.
Yes.
The mind of Crystal Gibson is amazing, and what she wrote and what she's writing, and you know, season 2 is coming up, and
Mm-hmm.
and oh my goodness, season 2. If you
Oh,
love season 1, season 2, man, you it's
bananas.
it's just it's off the chain, man. I'm just, you know, I'm just the blessed one to be
Mm-hmm.
able to jump back and forth on these two shows. And to answer your question, repetition is the mother of skill. So the more you do something, the better you get at it. So I
Yeah.
love these characters, I love these shows, and I'm just going to study hard and just try to be the, you know, the tell these stories the best way that I can, so people can just, you know, keep losing themselves in these stories,
Mhm. So what
losing and
um
finding themselves.
finding themselves, right?
Yeah.
So what for you are like 4 components of great acting, like skill? Because a lot of people who are watching right now were inboxing me like, oh my God, I want to know how to act. First of all, that's not my gift. This right here
Yeah,
is my gift. This is what my
that's right.
calling is,
That's
right? So
right.
like what can you say to them, people who right now who are trying to get into this field?
Acting is listening. Acting is studying. If you really want to be an actor or anything in life, you got to study your craft. You got to, if you want to be a construction worker, you got to study construction. If you want to be a writer, you got to study writing. If you want to be an actor, you got to study acting and what the art
Mm,
of it is. It's not, you know, what people think, where you just get on TV and just say lines. That's not acting. That's the reason that
right,
you've seen bad films. That's the reason
right.
you've seen bad television shows, because those people don't take it serious. And then you've
Mm,
seen the art told through great artists.
right.
And there's a lot of great artists out there where we get to enjoy movies and television, because you're not, you know, wrapped up into how bad something is, and how much it doesn't seem and sound and feel like the truth. So you must study. You
Yeah.
have to study, you know, acting through listening. You have to study acting through feeling. You have to study acting through watching. You have to study acting through repetition. You have to study acting through the art of being able to drop into your emotions, and then
Mm,
knowing how to properly convey them. You have to study art through language. I mean, there's so many different things that associate acting.
yeah.
And so hopefully those people who are real serious about it do that.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that you said number one is you have to listen, because a lot of times we're doing all this talking and not taking in all the teachable moments, which then leads me to
Mm.
life's teachable moments, which is your book that
Yes.
is out now.
Yes.
And I think, therefore I am. Which
Yes.
for me, even that line, I was like, damn, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And you talk about the law of attraction and success principles and doing things now, taking action now, and planning and having momentum. What inspired you to write this book?
I say now is new opportunity window. N, new opportunity. O, window. W, new opportunity window. You have to live in the now. There, you don't have yesterday and you don't have tomorrow. All you have is right now. So life's teachable moments is specifically about that. It's very similar to this interview. People always ask questions about, how did you do this? What are you doing next? Where did you come from? How did you get over this? How did you get through this? What were you
Yeah,
thinking when this happened? Well, didn't you have hardships? Well, I put everything in a book. It's kind of
yeah,
like a map on how to grow, how to allow yourself to grow. It's like a map on how to get through difficult times. It's like a map on how to listen. It's like a map on how to be aware. It's like a
mm,
map on how to get over things that were difficult to get over. And so it's
mm,
like a map, which is why it's called life's teachable moments. It's
yeah,
everything is there to help you grow. They're teachable moments, and you will repeat them if you didn't learn the lesson.
right,
And I say it's a new day every day. So why repeat anything in life? Like, why
mm,
repeat what you do and what you say and where you go and how you act. Why repeat it when it could be new? So
Right.
life's teachable moments is on how to just be new every day.
Mm. And you
And
know
you
something? Go ahead. Go ahead.
and just for those people who care to know, you can get that book on my website, which is www.darrinhenson.com.
Mm. What I love that you said that, like, why would you want to do things over again? But I have to say this, there is some sort of solace in making these mistakes. And some people have to learn, like I'm sure you had to, in order for you to be able to pour into somebody's life, you had to learn from your mistakes. So I do
Absolutely.
believe that most times and sometimes mistakes are meant to happen in order
Yeah.
for you to grow through them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mistakes are mistakes,
Mm.
right?
Wait.
Right? So
Yes,
mistakes
sir.
are mistakes, meaning chances are you might have to do that over. But once you've learned the lesson, you don't have to repeat it. Like if
Right.
you like there's a sign people put up when they're mopping floors. It says slippery when wet. Well, some
Right.
people might not take it seriously and they slip. Well, when you see that sign again,
Not to do it back there.
not to do that. So the signs of life are always there. And when the
Yeah.
signs of life are teaching you, just learn from them, read them,
Yeah.
and act accordingly.
I like that. I definitely like that. You spend a lot of time, and I love what you said earlier about, God using you as a vessel to be a blessing to other people.
Yes,
And
sir.
you poured yourself into so many people and into so many things. Who inspires Darrin? Who keeps Darrin going
Wow.
and motivates you?
Honestly, everything around me inspires me. You inspire me. Um, homeless people inspire me. People that we consider to be top of their game inspire me. Um, you know, I'm inspired by the rising sun every day. I'm
Mm,
inspired by the universal laws
yeah.
every day. And I'm inspired by people who have had hardships and they keep going and growing and glowing. I'm inspired by those people who were told they couldn't, but they did. I'm inspired by those people that believe that they can't right now and they go so low. They hit rock bottom and then they find, those people who hit rock bottom find out who the rock at the bottom is. And then
Mm,
they come back up. I'm inspired
mm,
by those people. I'm inspired by people who are making it and recreating it. I'm
yes.
inspired by those people who give up.
Whew,
I'm inspired by everything that I see around me because they're all lessons and blessings. People
yeah.
want to divide it. You can't divide it. People all go, well, either it's a lesson or a blessing. It's always both. It's a lesson and a blessing.
Yes. 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 And I say this all the time, and people don't understand that. So I'm happy you said that just now. Like you can't have one without the other. You can't. You have to go through all of it in order to get one or the other. You understand what I'm saying? You have to.
You can't appreciate the light without the dark. It's
You
necessary.
can't.
You
It's
can't appreciate the
necessary.
good without the bad. You can't appreciate good, without the bad. So you can't you like when you say something is bad, then something else must be good. When you say something else is good, something else must be bad. So that's the
Right.
law of polarity. That's what I'm
Mm,
saying. The laws inspire me. And so when
yes.
you practice and you study the laws, it's like that's inspiring when you can use the laws to your benefit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, during this time, I know a lot of us have been like in this moment of moment of solidarity together. Just kind of like praying with each other and loving on each other. And this has been a hard couple of months. How has it been for you, going through COVID and then the Black Lives Matter movement? How has your life kind of transformed?
It gives me an opportunity to grow. I tell people if you give people permission to feed you, you give them permission to starve you.
Mm,
You see, we started the live with me showing you our garden.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we eat from our garden.
Mm,
We thought what would happen if the supermarket's closed? You wouldn't have
yes.
any food. So we started our own garden. My wife taught me how to to garden and to grow plants and fruits and vegetables. So I learned. it gives me an opportunity. You know, I'm sure you know about God's Billboard T-shirts.
Yes.
It said be a blessing, and so I thought, you know, a distant member of my family committed suicide, and
Wow.
in February, and I thought, damn, you know, I was like, I can't be everywhere at one time in somebody's ear. So I want to help as many people as I can. So, you know, I was inspired with the thought of God's Billboard T-shirts. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where I created the God's Billboard T-shirts, letting people, they know that they are more than enough,
Yes.
you know, and letting them know that they're already validated by the Most High. They don't need people's approval. Letting
Mm.
people know that if you become a spiritual warrior, you can fight your battles through prayers. So
Yes.
I created God's Billboard T-shirts, and you know, you can see on God's billboard how many people are smiling, how many people are
Yes.
glowing, wearing the shirt of their choice. So it taught me to be proactive. It taught me not to sit down and idle by. It taught me to do something. It taught me to be a part of the community. It taught me to give back. It taught me, you know, people saw I was posting, you know, giving, you know, socks to the homeless. You know,
Yes.
if you go in my car, you'll see, you know, a trunk. We keep, you know, socks in the car. So when we see homeless people, we give out socks. It just taught me that I can always give because I've
Yes.
been blessed to always have. So I can always give. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
man.
And the more I grow, the more I give.
Yeah. And you see, and that's what I've been trying to encourage people to go to think about. How can you be a blessing to others in this moment? You know, a lot of us
Yep.
are okay, you know, and even though it's sad and we're going, oh, you know, it's been a lot happening, a lot of us are okay in this moment. We're
Yep.
okay. So how can you use the gift that God has given you to be able to sit here and survive to
Yes,
help
sir.
those right now who are struggling? You
Yes,
know what
sir.
I mean? So
Yeah.
to get into God's Billboard t-shirts, let me tell you something. The words of affirmation on there are so powerful. And that's, I think, was the first thing I would literally, before I ever started, I think before I ever kind of even invited you to the show, the first thing I saw, I was scrolling through on my timeline and I saw it. And I was like, whose shirts are these? Not realizing they were your shirts.
Yes.
Man, and talking about words of affirmation, why do you think they are so important for so people to see and hear and wear and feel every day?
Because people are going through cognitive dissonance right now. People are
Mm,
feeling unvalidated because they're asking for permission from other people who are not giving themselves permission. So you
right,
asking somebody to help you that's not helping themselves. You're asking for approval. You don't need permission from anybody to be excellent. You don't need permission for anybody to be happy. You don't need permission for anybody to be grateful and thankful. Just
right.
be that. Just be that. We're human beings. Just be.
Mm,
We're not human doings. You don't have to do anything. Just be grateful. Be thankful. And so I wanted to put something out there that was gonna help um, and remind people that they're already validated, and
yeah,
they can win their battles through faith and prayer. And so I wanted to give back. I wanted to, you know, when she committed suicide, I was like, that didn't have to happen, you know.
right.
And so if we become billboards for God,
Mm,
and that's the billboard opposed to something negative on somebody's shirt, but we
right,
see positivity on people's shirt, if we see prayer on people's shirt, if we see I'm already validated by the Most High, when somebody reads that, they're like, and so am I. And
right,
somebody says, I'm more than enough and I approve this message, and somebody says, me too,
right.
then we start to perpetuate positivity. We start to perpetuate um, the thought and the idea of already being validated. So,
Yeah. And
you
you
know,
don't know who's walking by that needed that message for their survival. You
that's
know what I
right.
mean?
So that's why it's about being a billboard for God. If we're going to be a billboard for anybody else, Gucci or anybody else, let's
Mm,
be a billboard for God.
yes, yes. What message will you give to people right now who want to just be like Darrin, who want to be a leader in the community like Darrin? Because there's people right now, like myself, as I'm sitting back here right now, I'm like, damn, I need to start getting with it. This man right here is an
Well,
epitome.
I think you are with it because it's your platform I'm on. This is your Instagram, right?
Yes,
Um,
sir.
um, and it's like, you know, right now I'm speaking from my wife's page. My phone died, but I'm speaking from my wife's page. But
Hmm.
um, but you created this conversation, you created this time. And so, you know, we all inspire. There's a common saying with fighters, iron sharpens iron. Each one teach one, we can reach one.
Sure.
So I think that's the conversation that you've created on this platform. And as long as we, you know, perpetuate this conversation, then we can, if each one teach one, we can reach one, and then we can continue growing.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's about going, growing, and glowing. And when we're all shining, we're not mad at somebody else's light because we're in the dark. We can look at somebody else's light and go, hey, me too.
Me
And so,
too. Yes.
and that's what my books are about. That's what God's billboards are about. So everybody who's watching or who will watch, please go to God's on Instagram, God's dot billboard t-shirts, and order your shirt and join the fam, join the tribe of positivity.
So I'm about to go to right now once we get off this live and order like 3 shirts because now I have to have them. I need to walk around with the billboard. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? And you know, I want people to realize that at the end of the day, faith without works is dead.
That's right.
And you need to be willing to go out there and approve this message so people can see you as
That's
that
right.
light. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Darrin, thank you so much for coming on. Anybody looking to find out more about Darrin, please go to his website, www.darrinhenson.com. You can shop there. You can see all his latest upcoming shows. Please make sure you guys go support Double Cross. Go support Family Business.
Yes.
It's on right now, guys. It is
Family
on right
business.
now.
Yeah. Family Business is on BET Plus and Double Cross is on UMC.
UMC. But follow I am Darrin Henson, guys. Please, please, please make sure you go
I
follow
am
him.
Darrin. I am Darrin D. Henson with the blue check.
Yes, with the blue check.
With
Because
the
there
blue
is
check.
another Darrin Henson.
It's
Yeah.
so no. There's not another one. There's just a bunch of copycats using my pictures. It's I am Darrin D.
Steve
Henson
Henson.
with the blue check. 205,000 followers. So then you know it's me.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, man. Like, you don't even know how much it means to me to have you on. Guys, I thank you guys. Those of you watching right now, those of you who watch later, I love you. I appreciate you. And we're back tomorrow with double episodes, 1 at 8 and 1 at 9. I know. I have a headache just thinking about it, but I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I love you, and I thank you for watching. Have a good one.
God bless.
God bless.